That's plain and simple.
Respect to Representative Cuellar, but come on, this isn't like it was in 2014. It hasn't looked like this in more than 20 years. Arizona Attorney General Mark Brnovich. Great to have you on the program. First of all, I want to get your reaction to what we are learning and finally hearing words that we never wanted to hear, never thought we would. They're done. They're overwhelmed at this point, the border agents.
Yeah, it's so disappointing, Harris, because, these folks are trying to protect us, trying to protect the entire country. And if you talk to them, they will tell you that not only do they feel overwhelmed, but they're demoralized because they feel like they're actually being punished for doing their job. And they're basically being told to ignore the law and to let people go. And they're law enforcement officials. I know in one of our lawsuits, we deposed the interim director of ICE here in Phoenix, and he talked about the fact that it's a danger to our community, and they're worried about the impact this is going to have when you don't deport people that are felons, or when the system is being overwhelmed, the people being essentially, the system being decriminalized and incentivized to come over here. It's demoralizing for all of them, and it's a threat to all of our communities.
I just want to lean in just quickly to remind everybody about those lawsuits, because they hear you saying that you're suing, and just quickly catch us up on how that is unfolding.
So we actually, in our lawsuit that sued the Biden administration for their interim guidance, their pause on deportations, which apparently now has become permanent, we are waiting for a federal judge's decision. We're hoping we get that decision every day. She was hard in the questioning. She recognized that there are people in state and federal custody that are being released in our communities, and the Biden administration had no answer for why they're doing that, and that is a threat and a danger to our community. So we're waiting for that decision. We also have two other lawsuits going on. One of them regarding the public charge rule. Me and a couple of the other AGs have petitioned the Supreme Court to let us intervene to basically protect that rule that the Trump administration created that would stop allowing benefits like housing and welfare and other things that are costing the American taxpayers, and we say incentivizing illegal border crossings.
Right.
And then our last lawsuit was related to the immigration or the environmental crisis that's being created by all the people crossing the border.
Well, and I want to tell everybody there's another thing that's happening. Axios is reporting this summer President Biden will end a Trump-era rule that mandates sending family units back to Mexico. Karl Rove was talking about it. I want you to talk about it now. The Attorney General Brnovich of Arizona now. What is this rule? How will it change when it goes away? How are we going to feel this?
Well, Title 42 is a federal statute, and what has happened during the Trump administration, they tried to limit the people coming across the border where they could do these expedited removals based on the fact that they could be a public threat, a health threat to people in the country. And we have seen this last year with COVID that, we were told as Americans that we can't gather, we have to social distance, we can't work, go to our workplaces. And yet the Biden administration now has these detention centers. In fact, a 1,200 room hotel here in Scottsdale, Arizona, where people are cramped together and then being released into our community. So there is this potential threat to the public health and safety, and the administration has some discretion. And what I think we've seen, Harris, is that there's the old Pottery Barn rule that if you break it, you buy it. And I would submit to all your viewers that the Biden administration is breaking the border. They're essentially destroying it, and it's up to them to fix it. And by them creating all these incentives or making it harder for ICE to do its job, they are encouraging more and more people to come here. Systems being overwhelmed on so many different levels, and the cartels are taking advantage of the situation.
Yeah, and from our reporter, Bill Malushin, quote, no fear of being caught as these smugglers come in and carrying all of these illegals, and our guys are protecting those families from the smugglers. I mean, it's an incredible thing that's unfolding. AG, thank you for being on the program. I appreciate it and explaining what's about to change.